because I feel like a lot of times what we see in events like this, when we get to that game 5, when we get to that game 6, some of the teams that maybe realize they don't even have a shot of making it into the money, they start going a little rogue. They start kind of maneuvering around the map. They just say, hey, you know, let's just try and get a ton of kills because that's more fun than us trying to win, you know? And so sometimes that can maybe chalk some of the top teams, or you just have full squads flying at you and you are slamming them and giving you literally just free points for the entirety of the last 2 zones. So this is the moment now. This is sort of these next 2. These are the make or break for a lot of these squads as we come on board with Apathy, a team I hyped up in that last game. And already off rip, pistols are out and they are shooting.
Apparently the Core 45 is all you need.
I don't have a gun, I don't have plates.
He's able to grab one in almost a second from distance.
Uh-oh. One shot.
Sniper or otherwise, Apathy's going to think better of that one. And they're losing their lives. They're going to have to actually get out of this fight. They were winning it early, and then unfortunately just weren't looting up fast enough or not finding the right loot. Gonna have to go swimming here in the pool to find something. And not looking good right now for this Apathy squad as he's the last alive.
Let's find a cluster mine. I think if you are Apathy right now, just try to do your best to stay alive. You know, you have 3 teammates in the gulag. You don't need to do anything crazy. Hopefully you can let them go ahead and regain. Back on the other side, though, we got Knight with a Moors in hand as he's trying to hit something from deep. And, well, when all you do is spend all of your day on Rebirth Island here, Goj, you're usually pretty proficient with a sniper rifle in hand.
These sightlines are a little long for the guy. All right, give him a break. He's gotta get tapped in on the long distance stuff. All right, Rebirth Island is like the size of City or something, so he's gotta get locked in on these long sightlines, especially with the Moors in hand.
Guys, get to me, guys, get to me right now.
Jumped over the top. Juki's Gonzo ball is going to head to the gulag and hopefully win it. And Benny Central's already there in another gulag, looking to better his odds this time against CK. Yes, Benny wins it.
Yeah, don't worry. I've got.
Here we go. Juki's into the gulag against Galvanize. Now, Galvanize is a player who back in the day was a reaper of tournaments online and has the gunny. It is able to just absolutely put Juki's in his place. And man, a rough start for some of our top squads already.
I haven't seen a Galvanize in a Warzone tournament since, I mean, I think late Verdansk. I casted over that guy a ton way back in the day. It's good to see him competing again. Content creator today, and not having a great day, but it's certainly better to score after a win like that as we continue to stay with this Tefty squad. I think trying to find an opponent in their sights and try to connect on some of these snipes. He was able to do that in the bottom left-hand corner, but we see a couple of our teams here. Z Smith bottom right, D top right. So far, so good for a lot of our top teams, and it definitely looks like everybody's got the idea of like, no, we gotta slay out. We cannot play slow, and yeah, this is our top team, team in first, but only by a small margin.
Shots coming in from the sky from Team Tariq Cohen. Try to be able to get in those laser beams, maybe get in a nice break. Maybe the teammates can clean it on up, but it's just not enough. But that is a-okay. Playing around this buy station nearby is trying to maneuver around. And one thing I just noticed, I love this. Just look at the background, right? You just kids' toys everywhere. This is just a dad trying to play some Warzone, and I love it. It's obviously working out for them. He's just like, hey guys, this is my off season. I just want to hang out, play with my kids, play some Warzone with the boys, and maybe win a couple $1,000s today. I mean, why not?
Yeah, definitely looking like it after the beginning of this tournament. They've set the pace of the tournament. Everybody's just trying to catch up. Slowly but surely they are. So they need another banger here, and the best way to have a banger is to know where everybody's at on the map, frankly. So information gathering tools are certainly key in a tournament like this where you really need to farm the lobby as aggressively as you can. We're talking UAVs, we're talking bounties, and everything in between. This team's certainly doing a lot of that. As we switch back to our 4-person view here, you can see a couple fights. Top right looking to try to engage here on the outside of City. A tough fight to take. It's going to take a while to get into that one. So bottom left we go. Testy looking to connect on snipes, and Z Smith doing a lot of the same. Bottom right. This team is one that I was expecting a lot from and have yet to kind of show it to me here on main stage. So let's see. Huey, Mario, Z Smith, really talented players joining our NFL squads, but nothing to really write home about on the leaderboard.
No, and one of the other teams we've seen kind of been doing a solid job already today, but they don't have really the points, I feel like, to back it up. Smixy and Vader Ryda playing alongside Jordan Phillips. So they're always finding themselves around this pop-off area. That's the one thing I've noticed here, Coach. Not afraid to kind of play up here, catch people maybe where they're not expecting. You can see they're kind of looking down at some of these players below them. And Smixy's actually going to be able, with that PA, get a knock. That could open up this fight. And yeah, the smokes are coming out. Smixy starts moving. You're seeing an LTV and Ryda in hand as they start to surge on forward. Will this personal radar give them an idea where they are? It does look like it. The unlimited attack sprint coming in clutch as they are flying, trying to be able to win this team fight.
Once you grab a knock, you have player advantage, especially when you got vehicles to roll up on your opponents. You got to push the equation. You can get a full team wipe here. It's a huge boom for your score tally. Again, we talked about how aggressive you have to play. You've got to take these fights. And so far, it's looking like things are going their way. You've been able to get the revive, so not losing anything in the process.
Not a bad fight indeed. Two already for Smith. Back on over. Jukies has somehow found his way back in the gulag again. This time, thankfully, it goes pretty decently this time, and not like it was against Galvanized. So Juki's able to stay alive, get back on in with the squad. Maybe hopefully a little bit of a regain mentally happening.
Ooh, Big D almost wins the 1v2. Unfortunately, he does cut down Benny Central. That's going to be that Juki's team we were talking about before. Stable J trying to play back up, gets gunned. Uh-oh, Fonte Maddox also down. We're losing everybody, and that's Aydan on the other side. Looks like two different fights happening at the same time.
That was a free-ass two-piece if you were there.
Destroy going against Benny Central in the gulag.
Absolutely.
Prinks on the other side of the map over here towards that low/old town area. Look at this UAV, Coach. Their thing is just lighting up. Crank's looking to get a little bit active. He's going to hit the zip, maybe put himself in a prime position. As it looks like this team maybe is trying to rotate away, but him and Knight, you might be able to set up the power box here and be able to slam them.
Yeah, it's just a matter of what angle do you take, especially with Knight grabbing a knock on Super Evan. Raheem squad, you got to watch out for. One down. Looks like they've actually got a second. That's Daft going down as well. This is going to be a full wipe likely. They are pushing the equation. They know they have to be out for blood in this tournament. They know what it takes to win, and Super Evan gets back on his feet, but not for very long. Is able to gun one. Crinks goes down, but a quick trade. This team is playing together near perfectly and sends them all packing.
Wow, and only one elimination as a total for the squad. Super Evan, it's a little bit of a tough spot. They were looking great in the game number 2. Game number 3 seems to not be going their way. So you always have to have one, though, Coach, that maybe doesn't, isn't always great. So that could be the game 3 for this squad. Who knows? But Smixy, Ryda, Invader, they're doing a great job so far. We watched them kind of take that fight. They've made their way down here into Cargo. I had Taylor in the chat saying he thinks this is going to a Cargo endgame. He might be onto something because it seems like this team is also making a similar bet.
Yeah, they've got a bounty out. They're playing with, I believe, Jordan Phillips with the New York Giants as their fourth, and all 4 alive. You can see, actually, it looks like Super Evan's POV Daft is going to land right on their heads. So that should be a free kill for the Jordan Phillips team, as it looks like they're getting a flag on that player coming in with a live ping. But to the bottom left, Testament also is trying to win his gulag. Smixy with a couple spots here. It looks like there's a couple players here, maybe a third party of a full team rotating into Cargo, because they likely have the same info that Smixy does, as Ryda gets caught out in the open, and it was likely from a Moors. We want Moors zone, because the one-shot snipers are in, and they are connecting.
I mean, we've just seen so many players with this Moors in hand just kind of start reaping the lobby. Breadman was hitting shots. Super Evan was hitting shots. Knight was hitting shots. I feel like, if you have any proficiency at all with a sniper, you got to have this Moors. At least one on your team, right? For these sort of moments where you can grab high ground, you have a 360 aerial, view around you. You can absolutely find some very easy picks. Even if it's not to open up a team fight, just to get the knock. And then if you can get a nice little quick, clean kill, maybe that team keeps buying the squad back on in. You're able to shoot them out of the sky. Could get into a little bit of a Farm Fest simulator if you really wanted to. It's definitely a possibility.
It's a possibility indeed, but I think you have to play for him. I think anybody using the Car 98 right now is selling. It's just a habit thing.
Yeah.
The Moors is just better in this playlist. And contracts and everything in between, you got to. Got to get all of the information you can have. And resource management is definitely key, especially with the regain potential and BR quads. Lola trying to connect. Playing Car 98, not able to do so. So the question is, where do you go from here? A mortar strike on your head, not a lot of cover, and it looks like a couple teams in the area This full team of, I think, 3 or 4 pushing from down below. You got to prioritize that fight.
Yeah, I mean, you have the high ground. You can look down below them. It looks like a bunker buster coming on in, and looks like that was trying to go on through, but Skullface will be able to answer back onto somebody. So Skull maybe finally coming online. Back on over Lola's. Well, they're taking the fights on the rocks, and they're able to fly on forward. Take down Raheem Mostert. Gets deleted. You're seeing a PA come in at their back, but the snipes on deep. Can you manage to get them? She hits the body shot, but not a full crack. But is this the opportunity you take to maybe push the equation onto a team? But okay, Nuka, you tried to get on out of there, but good luck when you have this team of snipers looking at your back.
Yeah, I big fan of this squad. They are connecting. I gotta say too, Lola had some great clips in the sniper tournament she competed in not too long ago. Breadman actually won a clip bounty in that tournament for a collateral. And that was in the World Series of Warzone playlist too. Not even one-shot headshots. It was just the right amount of damage. So definitely could maybe see a couple collabs from that team, or at least the 3-2-1 meta. Assessment's doing a lot of the same as well. On the other side, cleaning up players that are downed.
Ooh, but as they push on forward, starting to see some of the plays come on through, but thankfully a little bit of impatience will result in a squad wipe up here at the tents. Back on over to Ryda into the gulag. BP50 FJX horse in hands. Ryda gonna try and cook this grenade. Can maybe you catch them on the side? You can. The armor crack is there, and well, yeah, you just get a couple little hip fires. That's all you need to bring that one on down. Ryda getting back on into the mix. And look over here at Pop-Off Power. No surprise to see that this squad has taken height and is looking to push the equation on a team below them.
Yeah, when you can take height and transfer to height, it's such a huge boon, and that's exactly what Hisoka's doing on your screen right now. Spotted out his prey. It is hunting them like the predator that he is in the map. This dude does not stop. And even stretching from his team here to try to grab a couple of eliminations and able to back up. And they also did foresight, by the way. So they've got those yellow or gold rings you can see on the mini map. They know exactly where the zone's going to end. It is going to be pop-off. They're going to be able to hold this down and likely get a ton of eliminations to boot. Still 21 teams in this lobby, Dan, as we're moving into the 3rd and 4th circles. There's our final circles. You can see it on that side of pop-off with a loadout dead center for them. They're going to be looking pretty if Hisoka doesn't get cut out on the rotation.
Yeah, I mean, I think if they can just kind of maintain to hold this roof, we've seen them like to do this a lot, where if you can kind of stick here and just keep your head on a swivel, you look at a lot of the different angles around you, you can find just players kind of trying to rotate in, just trying to be able to find maybe some solace in a building, and they're not expecting you to just be kind of looking down on them. And Smixy in your bottom right seems to be kind of one of those teams trying to do that. They're playing out here kind of towards these generator blocks, trying to take a fight, and I don't know if they see Smixy. I saw it to the right on her screen. I don't know if she saw it. Somebody hit that zip to go up to the roof, so if they're not careful, they could put themselves in a position to kind of get sandwiched.
I'm on me as well. On me as well. Look at your radar.
Great comms from this team.
They're pushing.
Just small talk of
multiples pushing.
giving all the information that they can to each other.
Yep.
Three, maybe.
Fortunately, we're losing
Yeah,
one.
there's a team on me.
He's gonna back up.
Above me right now. Drop the muni box on me. I have a bunker buster if we get a knock.
Right up, apparently in a bit of trouble here.
Yep,
Dan, I
me.
think Smixy's just gonna kind of relocate and get to a
right
different
there.
angle to
Jordan,
maybe
careful.
try to play Overwatch, but
Ooh.
there's too many. There's too many. I don't know what she does here. She's gotta back
Maybe
out.
help you.
Yeah, you have to back on out, but it's unfortunate. She tries to throw the shoulder to maybe meet back up with the teammates. There's somebody at her back as well.
Oh, they're here.
I don't know, Smixy, you're kind of playing ring around the
above me,
rosy
right
right
above me,
now.
right above me.
Can you somehow get out of here? You have this sort of lower ground path that you can take. You can take the ladder up above. Ooh, I like this. You find somebody resolute's going to keep them alive. Throw them on the inside, Tasman on the other side. He will get taken on out, but it did look like they were able to nab a squad wipe.
Oof, in trouble.
I'll drop back down, Jordan.
Hang on the sandbags here. I don't really know where Smixy goes. You can hear comms from Ryda flying, but right now just low on players. Still 19 teams, no multipliers to boot, not a ton of eliminations either. So many teams around them on high ground. This is a brutal spot to be in.
You can see Smixy kind of making some of the looks towards that top. I do believe that's Sauce Gardner's team holding that high ground. So now that they have that information, maybe they can figure out how they want to maneuver around sort of that tall building and figure out where do they want to play. You have a mobile buy over here. Maybe you can find some extra cash, get some things that you need to sort of reset the fight. Feel good about that one. Jukies, okay, he has thermal bear grenades in hand. He's using them, man. He is flying those things through the window. Somebody
got you
decides to
top, by the
fly
way.
on through. Wheels gets eliminated very quickly. Juki's trying to weave in and on out. Goes down very low, but it's a push from the back. Are there any trades?
There's no trades. Where his teammate's not even coming to him. Get your teammates in there. You gotta help himself out. He barely sneaks into the gulag though. That's a huge win.
Back up and let him run at us in the open.
And he actually gets an opponent. It's Knight on the other side. This is actually
Mate,
a
I've literally got
big
I've
fight
killed
for him. Knight's part one of our top teams. Needs to win this. Oh no, did he get stuck? No, it was a molly. Got him weak enough for Knight to get the gunny in. Wow, Juki's goes down.
I'll smoke them off for you.
Wow, what a great play from Knight there. You kind of see some of the throws come on through when it's that Molotov right on top of Juki's. That unfortunately is just enough damage, and he kind of tries to wait to play the pre-fire a little bit, but Knight just has the patience, doesn't feel the need to fly on forward. Finally catches a nice little bit of timing as we come on over to Noobs, who I think just gave us the #1 clip of why everybody is using thermals on their weapons here today. That looked a little too clean.
Very, very clean.
Package here with cold-blooded for one of you.
Yeah, I like that. Cold-blooded is a great value add, especially through the smokes. But here are a couple teams still alive. You can see Aydan's team still up again. Our top team today and winning by about 20 some odd points with Tariq Cohen leading charge.
Me too.
All four alive. They are
hit
playing
back them with
together
that,
nearly
another.
perfectly as a team right now. And this one looking a lot more similar to the first. 6 eliminations for Aydan. Not a massive map yet, but still 16 teams on the map here, Dan. The circle will get smaller and smaller, and they're nearly dead center. They're in a great spot here.
Yeah, they are absolutely putting themselves in a solid position to maybe find even more eliminations. Sometimes I feel like it also comes down to like zone and how does it pull. In that game 1, I think they just had the opportunity to kind of look in nice big open spaces and find a lot of people. There's a lot of nooks and crannies that pop off power, right? So it's a little bit more difficult to find somebody who's just trying to kind of play their life and being able to bring them on down. So the fact that Aydan is already over here sitting on 6, I hope the rest of the squad is kind of following up. That's the only thing I hate seeing sometimes is we have some of these teams where it's like you're the only one that's finding eliminations, and then you look and the rest of the squad is not able to be there. And Ryda's team, well, they at least are spreading the love.
Yeah, spreading the love, but only 9 with, I think, maybe they grabbed the 1.2x for getting 15th. I think they might have. Still not a big enough game to really be a difference maker on the leaderboard. They need a banger in the next couple. They're just not moving fast enough. They can't quite get stabilized. But Sauce Gardner's team already, I think they're still up in this lobby as well over there on the right-hand corner of the screen. We still, of course, have Skullface in the bottom left-hand corner. So tons of teams still alive and trying to figure out where to go from here. Playing a little bit closer to edge right now.
That's from
Skull
the
a little
underground.
bit separated from his team, but all up. They're just trying to 3-2-1 on a couple of players and get some eliminations before they rotate in.
Yeah, definitely solid idea right here, just to be able to kind of hold your ground, hold your space, and catch anybody who's flying on in. Skull had some great shots there, but just unfortunately not able to find anyone.
Thermal.
Back on over. Nice.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Dan, jailbreak. If teams are smart and they did not leave this lobby, folks, if I understand our rules correctly, it is no holds barred, no bans, no other rules aside from play Warzone. Oh my goodness, we could see every single player land back into this map.
We gotta move
I
also,
need
bro.
confirmation from somebody behind the scenes on that, but I am pretty sure I'm right. This is about to be utter chaos.
Oh, look, we go from 33 to 94, Goad. All the way back up to potentially a full lobby. Look up as you can just see the dots against the sky flying back on in. This is going to be a race. Who can find the most of these eliminations? It's about to be a literal feeding frenzy on the map.
Yeah, the wolves are out and they're hunting rats. You gotta find them. Gun. One goes down, but look at the mini-map. Look how many players are floating in the sky. Look how many players are on this map. 59 and counting. This is a race to the finish line for the most kills you can find. This feels like a wild and wacky pub with a jailbreak in the final couple circles. You've got to farm the eliminations, and there's going to be a team at the end of this team with a massive scoreline. Will it rival 96? I don't think so, but it will be quite high. There are so many players in this lobby, and somebody somewhere got a second chance that is going to pay them
Guys are
You had a
below. They
ton of
might take the
eliminations
ladder
early.
behind us. I
You
have two
could have
T4
a
sets there
massive
now.
map because of it. When you thought you were safe, you thought you were getting multipliers, you're not anymore. You see
work
the
up a
bottom
little
right-hand
bit.
corner of the screen, falling in 15. Our team's quickly being
Play
cut
like right
down.
here. We gotta watch our
Aiden's
behind,
team
too.
might be on the banger we
Almost
saw
the same.
from
In the
map
second
number
story,
1.
guys.
They are cutting through all of these players trying to restabilize after the jailbreak.
Oh, we see Zyro on a 5-kill streak. Aiden's been able to find one
guys
more.
know?
I
I'm coming with
have
you.
to
We're
imagine
fine.
potentially you have your
Yeah, we
two
need to
others
stack
have been
up.
able to do
Stack
it. I
up.
mean, there's so much loot here. I gotta assume somebody decided to try and fly on
need to
in.
stack up
As
and no
Aiden
tweaking.
tries to take a fight, somebody comes on through. He's gonna be able to get us some nice shots, but doesn't have to commit to anything. Makes his way back up to the roof alongside the teammates. You got a flare, get Zyro back on in, and just like that, Coach, we had 33 before that jailbreak happened, and it's been what, 2 minutes, I think, and we're already back down to sort of where the lobby was before. As you look towards the sky, and well, there's still a lot of floaters alive.
A lot of floaters and a full team of 4 on the ground as well. This is going to be a battle of Warzone's finest. Skullface versus Aiden, it looks like, for some of the final fights. Even though you see 10 teams remaining, these are the 2 most healthy teams that we know of. And as per the usual classic Skull, we're going to PDS in the zone and play outer edge and then smoke and run on the way in. Got to make a move into this new. They don't get the zone pulled. They're going to have to cut through a massive amount of players to get there, but they're doing it. That's Lucky falling. That's eBay's falling. They're cutting down a top team. Aiden Guns won, but right now, they are sprinting at their competition. They're getting the better of their opponents, albeit they're weak.
I hear seeing a Breacher drone just come to the face of Skullface. I mean, Sauce Gardner, they were trying to do their best to stay alive. Skullface does get shot up from the back. Has to go ahead and turn. You see Testament has been able to surge on forward, hold some of this ground in the zone. You're seeing these dots pop up on screen. Testament trying to look at, where are these players? And it looks like, I think they're below them right now, Coach. Aiden, on the other hand, he's going to be able to hit a buy into the gas, get the buybacks going, and he's just about to hang on through 12 eliminations. This is kind of brewing, similar to a map 1, my man.
This time, it took a jailbreak to get there, but this could be the second highest map we've seen thus far with Aiden on 12. Smoke and run coming in, especially with the PDS, but getting held by another team. And look, a full team of 4. What? Noobs, Advanced Selly, they're all alive. I am blown away. I was not expecting to see this, and they're in the final zone. And Noobs is on 10. This is a big map from this team. They could win it all here, and they do cut down Aiden. A massive map, all 4 alive. They've got positioning, and I think that's Aiden falling with a couple floating in the air. Timmy Toucan's being cut down. They do get top 5, but teams, players slowly dwindling. Noobs finally getting shot at.
Just playing high ground, finding so many of these eliminations. We'll have to eventually back on up, though, as he's looking to just try and catch anybody, maybe pushing from a different side. You have the teammates on the roof, though, and that's super helpful. Kind of pulling a lot of that aggro, pulling a lot of the visuals up there towards the top.
Oh, yeah, they are.
I'm not entirely sure, though. Can you clutch it on up? We got 4 teams remaining here, Coach, and we can kind of see on your screen who some of those 4 teams are. Soka, I think, is one of them. He's trying to delay the inevitable with the self-revive. And of course he has a PDS in his back pocket because he's Soka.
Another one, another. Oh my god,
Yeah,
what
and
the
I
fuck?
think Sully's getting cut
Two more, two
down
more.
as well. Testament, love to go back to the first-person POV as Ahsoka's trying to make a heroic play in the zone. He does get top 3. He nets the multiplier. He gets 1. Can he get a second? No. Pace cuts him down. But a huge map. 31 kills for Soka's team. 31 in third. They get the 1.6x, but they don't win. Advanced in the zone, trying to get the win. Doesn't get it either. Who wins it all? Who wins the final gunfight? Who wins
That was a good
map
game,
number
though.
3?
Whew. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I'm not entirely sure who
I
it
didn't
was.
have play nor fucking ammo.
Final kill cam not really helping us out there. I wish we knew. I would love to see.
Try to check right now. Try to check right now. I see them. They're taking a zip. Huskers and Co. They will take it. So Huskers,
All right.
Iceman, Isaac, Pace taking that game number 3. I don't know how many elims. I'll be seeing that in just a second, but that's the first time we see them at the top, right? A roster that we were talking about at least at the top of show, looking to maybe make an impact today. Huskers on that redemption arc. Well, the redemption arc still continues all the way to global finals, but hey, good game coming out from them. I think the biggest, though, has to be that consistency again from Sauce Gardner and his crew. 31 eliminations, 3rd place, and